Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and I am the crochet designer business strategist here at A Crafty Concept. Typically on this channel, I provide free crochet patterns and business tips to help fellow crocheters start and grow the business of their dreams. But in today's video, I'm going to be sharing all about how we created my outside office space where I can crochet in the summertime, and bonus points, my family can enjoy swimming outside. Since this isn't my usual content, I have notes to try to make this as organized as possible. And I also have my very handsome husband here next to me. He does not want to be on camera. You might hear him talking to me and helping me remember correctly and clarifying any facts that I might get wrong. I'm going to try to tell you everything you could need to know about getting an assisted DIY pool in your own backyard. My husband and I put this pool in last fall. This is our first summer in this pool, and we chose to go with a method called assisted DIY. My husband's name is Gabe, and he and I are both DIY doers. Most of the time, if something needs to be done, we can do it or make it ourselves. Before we decided to do the assisted DIY route, we looked into having somebody put in a pool for us. A guy came over, looked at our property, and gave us a quote. The price that he gave us was more than the cost of our first house. My jaw hit the floor. I did not expect it to be that much. We would not be able to do that. Then Gabe started looking into alternative methods, and we came across assisted DIY. First up, the company that we used. Gabe did all of the research, and he found a company called Pool Brokers USA. I will put links to everything I talk about in the description below. We also found out that our pool was created here in Kentucky. We didn't know that ahead of time. That was a nice surprise. Here are all the states Pool Brokers USA have serviced so far. But if you are not in one of these states and you want to call and ask them if they would be willing to come to your area, the worst thing they can do is say no. The main reason we decided to go with assisted DIY was the price. Some of the quotes we got for installing a fiberglass pool was up to $150,000. We will go over an entire price breakdown near the end of this video. Another reason was it's fiberglass. Fiberglass pools hold up really well. There's not a liner to be replaced every 10 years, and you don't have to worry about your liner getting ripped if your dog accidentally jumps in the pool because there's no liner. So that was most of the reasons why we chose this route, the biggest one being the price. When it came to doing research, that was mostly my husband Gabe. He is an engineer by day, and his brain is set up perfectly for figuring out all the little logistics and analytics and all the details. I'm a big picture gal. I'm a visual learner. I was very thankful that he took that one. And what I did was create some graphics to help us visualize what the pool would look like while we were trying to choose a shape. Pool Brokers USA has a handful of different shapes that you can get because it is fiberglass. It is all one piece, and they just pop the entire thing in your ground. So we had to pick out the shape that we wanted. It's a permanent decision, and it was very difficult for me, especially since I couldn't see it ahead of time. So I got on my iPad and I used the Procreate app, and I tried my best to draw out the shapes of the pools and then stretch them to fit the way it would fit in our yard at the right dimensions. It was a little difficult and it wasn't perfect, but it still gave me a little bit of a visual so I could try to make a better decision. The pool shape that we ended up going with is called Knoxville, and the color that we ended up going with was called light blue. The Knoxville pool was considered their medium size, so they had some small, medium, and large pools. We almost went with a large, and I'm very glad we didn't. This size seems to be really good for our family of 3. Also, when we have company over, and it's great for our backyard size. We live on a farm, and there's mountains and stuff all around us, but for the actual yard area that's right off of our house, it's also a very manageable size. When I was little, my family had an in-ground pool. It was a vinyl pool, gigantic, and the upkeep was really stressful. It was just a headache, and this one is much more manageable. And that was at the top of my priority list when we were researching. I didn't want this to become a burden for our family, and I was actually kind of let's just not get a pool. I was a little bit against it, and my husband was like, no, I've always wanted a pool, so we're going to get a pool. And I was like, well, I'm not going to hate a pool, but if you're prepared for all of the upkeep, then we'll get a pool. It's been pretty easy so far. We still don't have a robot vacuum. We have to use the hose that came with the pool, and it is a little bit of a job. Gabe can do it how long? He can usually vacuum the whole pool in 15, 20 minutes. It's not tiny, but it's not huge, and we really like the size. One of the big things about assisted DIY is they do some and we do some. The sum that we were responsible for was renting the equipment, the machinery they needed to dig the hole and move the dirt around.
Excavate.
Yeah. One big old piece to dig the hole, and that's called a
Excavator.
excavator, and one smaller one, bobcat. to take the dirt from the hole and put it somewhere else. And that was a bobcat. They sent 2 guys. The guys that came with the pool already know how to use all of the equipment. We didn't have to learn how to use the equipment. We didn't even have to drive the equipment. All we had to do was get the equipment here. Because Gabe made so many contacts when we built our house, he knew who to call to get the equipment. Another thing we were responsible for, we needed to get someone to do the electricity because there are lights in the pool for like nighttime swimming. And there was also electricity for the pump area. When we built our house, we had an electrician. He was available to help us on the day of the install. Another thing we were responsible for was we had to get our own concrete guys. Gabe did some more research on this one and found a company that has experience doing the concrete around a pool. Specifically this gray area, they stamped it and then he went in with like a pizza roller to make it flush in the areas where the stamp didn't quite cover it. They did a fantastic job. We also had to get a specific type of gravel for the concrete people. They told us what gravel to get. Gabe knew where to get gravel. We also had to get gravel for the pool people, and they told us what kind of gravel to get. Lastly, when it comes to things we were responsible for doing, we had to get the water that would be filling up the pool. When you get a fiberglass pool, you have to install it and fill it all in the same day. We had to have the water situation figured out before they got here. Using a regular water hose from your house would take way too long. There's no way we would be able to fill the pool up by the time those guys leave. They would have to be here for like 3 days. That was not the plan. I was calling around trying to check with local firefighters and I was like, hey, do you guys fill pools? And they do not, by the way. I asked our city firefighters and our volunteer firefighters. None of them will fill your pool. We hopped on Amazon and we ordered 800 feet of fire hoses, like for people, not for firefighters. The material was a little janky. They weren't like these industrial utility hoses. They were like little skinny plastic, but big hoses. And we just like linked them together until we had enough 800 feet from a fire hydrant that lives at the end of our property. We have a fire hydrant. We didn't put it there. It came with the property. Once we figured out that was the path we were going to take to get water up here, we had to reach out to our water company and they gave us a meter to stick to the fire hydrant so it would measure how much water was coming out. So we knew how much we needed to pay them for using their water. Spoiler alert, the meter didn't even work. Gabe just had to estimate about how much water we used based on the size of our pool. And then they just told us how much to pay after that. We tried really hard to use the meter and have it all work. We got the things that they told us to get, and then they used those things to put in our pool and to do our concrete. It's really simple. If you can just follow instructions well, you're going to be okay. One of the things people take into consideration is making sure they don't start digging where they have utilities and pipes. Where we built this house, we knew where the septic tank was. We knew where all of the underground pipes for the different things are. We didn't have to worry about any of that. We also didn't have to remove any trees or fences or small buildings in preparation for getting the pool. But I would imagine if you did have to do that, you would have to get people to do that. You'd have to have that done well in advance. After we got all of the equipment, the gravel and everything, the Pool Brokers USA folks needed, they came on like a Wednesday night. They dug the hole. So they were out here in their gigantic excavator and they dug this hole in preparation for getting the pool delivered the next day. The guy on the hole digger, the excavator guy, was so good at his job. He was being very careful and very intentional. He dug with purpose and he was being so specific to make sure the hole was exactly on the line that they spray painted. He did a phenomenal job with attention to detail. I knew that my engineer of a husband would very much appreciate that. That's exactly what he would do if he was driving that big piece of machinery. We learned when we built our house, they dug 11 feet into the ground to pour our basement and we never once hit rock. We were pretty sure when they came to dig for the pool, they would not run into any rock issues and we wouldn't need a third piece of equipment, I guess, to break up the rock. I don't know. We were like 97% sure there wouldn't be any rock and there was not. It just scooped right through the clay like butter knives on a butter. It was very satisfying to watch. So because we didn't have any issues, they were able to dig the hole in the first night and then they came back the next morning to start the install. In the end, it only took them about 3 hours to dig the hole. That's pretty quick. And they were really nice and they were really chatty. Well, I was chatty and they responded. They were really nice. The next morning at like 8 a.m. was install day. And I will tell you, I was concerned about the pool being delivered to our home. We're out here in the country. The road to get here isn't the skinniest road. You can fit 2 cars on there, but there are some spots where one car just kind of needs to scoot over a little bit so the other car can go through. Some of the turns are kind of sharp. I was really concerned that these folks from North Carolina did not understand what I was telling them about how difficult it would be to get the pool here, but they assured me that they've been in worse situations and that it would be no problem, and they were right. The guy driving the gigantic semi truck was the owner of Pool Brokers USA, and he was very nice. All of the people we worked with was very nice for this entire process. The pool was just delivered, and our two other boys were here itching and ready to go to get this thing in the ground. Something we were responsible for the assisted DIY method was we needed to have laborers to shove gravel under the pool as it's being filled up with water. They attached the fiberglass pool to the excavator. He just picked it up and then placed it in the hole. After he placed it in the hole, our laborers were responsible for shoveling gravel under the pool while our Amazon water hoses filled the pool with water. The laborers was yours truly, Gabe, and our electrician. We definitely should have got some local teenage boys would have been really helpful, but we were able to do it. It was very hot. Gabe said it was one of the hottest days of the year, and it was hard work, but we did it. You have to get all the way in the hole and kind of shoving, making sure the gravel gets all the way in the very bottom. A weird area was where the steps are, where they go into the pool. That means there's open space behind them where gravels need to be. Like I had boots on and stuff, and I just kind of laid on my belly and scooted gravels with my feet and just kind of kicked them down. And then Gabe and our electrician friend would kind of put them where they need to go. I definitely recommend wearing work gloves before doing any shoveling or gravel. And while that was happening, the water hose was filling it up.
Oh, here it comes.
I got it. Oh, Lord. Oh, it's having a minute. Woo! We did it. The Pool Broker USA guys were hooking up the plumbing from the pool to the pump and from the pump to the pool. I thought it was really nice that the people that bring the pool and put the pool in and drive the equipment also know how to hook it up. Gabe says that he thinks ideally Pool Brokers USA wants you to know how to do your own plumbing, but I believe they did it all for us. Before the Pool Broker USA guys left, the pool was filled with water, the gravel was spread out, and the pool was hooked up to the plumbing. They stayed until all those things were done. Then they left. We hooked up the electricity. The next step was the tanning ledge, which is basically just a mini version of the actual pool. It's also fiberglass. It had to be connected. It didn't have to be backfilled because it is sitting on top of the concrete. We didn't dig a hole, so that was nice. It was a little stressful for Gabe. He didn't like that he had to do it, I guess. He didn't like doing it. I don't know. We got it installed, and it's my favorite part of the pool. We still have to tile or probably rock the sides of the tanning ledge. That's just cement blocks right now. We chose to buy these bougie resort style chairs. That was my big want. After we got the pool fully installed and we ourselves fully installed the tanning ledge, next was time for concrete. I'm not going to go into detail about the concrete. If you get you a concrete person that is used to doing pools, they can show you examples. They can show you pictures that they've done, different colors, all that good stuff. Gabe did want me to tell you, when you are choosing your concrete, you have a couple of options when it comes to how they pour the concrete around a fiberglass pool. You can pour it up to the edge of the pool, or you can do a cantilevered pool or cantilevered coping where it overhangs and goes above. And I'm going to show you footage to help explain what I'm saying. It looks great. One time when we came out here, one of the workers was in the pool smoothing the ledges of the cantilevered coping. And it was not a warm day. I think it turned out great. I like that we chose this natural stone looking stamp. I think it gives it a nice naturey vibe. One of the decisions we had to make was, do we want the other side of the concrete towards our back wall over here? Did we want it to be square or did we want it to be curvy? My husband loves concrete. I like a more organic, naturey looking vibe. Our compromise was curvy concrete, and our concrete just kind of goes with the curvature of the pool. I think it turned out great. Right now it's just gravels, but eventually it'll be landscaping. Now that we've talked about everything we had to do up to this point, I want to give you a little bit of a snippet of what our plans are in the future. One thing Gabe had to do was create our fence. He still has to put a gate there. He'll get it done very soon. But we have a fence around the entire pool. We have this wall over here. It's a retaining wall, so the forest doesn't fall into our pool. Eventually, we're going to cover the retaining wall, probably with rocks, and cover the tanning ledge with rocks or stones, whatever, and then make landscaping in the gravel around around the pool. In that back corner, I would like to put some tropical plants, I think. Maybe in some giant planter boxes or something. I don't know. Something to give you some color because we got a whole lot of gray going on. Another thing we have to do is we still have piles of dirt from where they dug it out of the hole to make the pool. We have to have our Bobcat guy come grade. They call it grading, where they just push all the dirt around. Push the dirt around with intention to create an area to grow grass, is how I understand it. We still have like little things to do. I would like to get some pillows for our lay down chairs, things like that. If you would like a pool tour for me to show you all of the lay down chairs that we have and our area where we store our towels, our outside fridge and our patio furniture, if you would like a little tour of that, let me know in the comments. Another thing that we will probably do in the future is get some sort of toilet outside. The children have to run through the house and we have to like hope they don't get water all over the place. If we can get a toilet out here, I think we'll be in business. But that's basically it. I think it was fairly simple. Just a quick recap. Pool Brokers USA came on one day, dug for 3 to 4 hours, woke up the next morning, installed the pool for like 6 or 7 hours, and then they were gone. And we had a pool. It basically just took them 12 hours, less than a full day. And now we have an awesome pool. The fact that it was so fast was a huge selling point for us. Now we're going to do a little bit of a price breakdown. So we were quoted a pool install from other companies somewhere between 110 and 150. We got a couple different quotes. To get this pool from Pool Brokers USA cost about $40,000, which is way cheaper than the 150 we were quoted. 35, 36 for the pool, 4,000 for the tanning ledge. That also includes the pump, the vacuum, the hose, the pole, the net, also like the skimmer and stuff, everything that has to keep the pool clean, the light bulbs, all of it came from Pool Brokers USA for just under $40,000. Then to rent the digging equipment cost about $1,500. To pay for the water hose water to fill up our pool cost about $80. But the hoses themselves cost about $400. So $480 to get the water. The pool gravel to shove under the pool while they were here cost about $2,500. Gabe said gravel is expensive, so keep that in mind. The next biggest chunk that we had to pay for was the concrete. They poured the concrete for here, did this fancy bit around the pool, did the fancy bit around the tanning ledge, poured our retaining wall. This area is a huge drop off. There's a whole bunch of concrete wall over there too. We also got a sidewalk from our driveway to the backyard, all from the concrete people, and that cost about $25,000. All in all, after everything was finished, our total was about $70,000, less than half of the biggest quote we got. It is a lot of extra work than it is to just pay somebody to do it for you and do all of the thinking for you, but it's not impossible work. It's not the hardest work that I've ever done. If you're a DIYer, you can probably pull it off. That's my thinking. Take it or leave it, I guess. All in all, we love it. It was an inexpensive, not too difficult process, and now we get to enjoy this awesome, easily manageable pool for the rest of our lives and beyond to whoever gets to enjoy the pool after us. If you were to ask Gabe if there's anything he would do different, he said he would not put in a tanning ledge, which is crazy because the tanning ledge is my favorite part. I love the tanning ledge. This was the main thing that sold me on getting a pool. Whenever I have friends that have younger kids over, they think it's like a little baby pool. So I think it was worth it. Gabe says if he could do it again, he would not have chosen to have a tanning ledge. Something I would redo if we were to do it again would be to get a different color of the fiberglass part of the pool. The one that we chose was light blue because I thought it looked classy, and it does, but you can kind of see every single piece of dirt that piles up just through the day. Then Gabe said if we had gotten a darker color, it would be more likely to fade. Pool Brokers USA say they're fade resistant and that the longevity is great. We just said, why risk it when we could just get a lighter color? And the color is beautiful. I really like the color. I just wish it didn't show the dirt so much, but eventually we're going to get a robot vacuum anyway. It would be fine. I hope this video was easy to follow and it wasn't too chaotic. Like I said, this is not my typical type of content or my area of expertise. I tried the best that I could to get through everything that we had to think about and make sure I included all the details that you did need to know. If you have any questions, something that maybe I left out or something you want me to clarify more, let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them or have Gabe answer them so you get all the information that you need. Thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and thanks for going on this pool journey with me. I definitely shared snippets over on Instagram, so if you want to see the things that we're getting into next, there's always something going on. You can follow me at A Crafty Concept. I will see you later. Have a fantastic day, and good luck if you decide to get an assisted DIY pool for yourself.